First
All
and
right,
foremost,
shalom.
Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Rakadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles and great millstones that taught us this truth, and shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered around the four corners of the planet Earth. All right, I'm the brother Arak.
Brother Malak.
Got the brother Malak with me. All right, and we just wanted to do a walk and talk through the spirit. All right, and Abaratazah, Lord willing, that'll bring edification to the flock. I'll entitle the video "The Power of Words." All right, the power of words, and I just wanted to bring out a few precepts going into that, because words are powerful. All right, words are powerful, and more specifically, the word, the word who is Yahweh Shai, but also the words that the Heavenly Father puts in our mouths to speak, you know. And then also you have what? You have the engrafted word that's within you. Okay, so words are important. The vibration that you put out there is important. So we're just gonna go into that a little bit. Can we start with Hosea 6 and 5, Brother Shah?
This is Hosea 6 and 5. It says, "Therefore have I hewed them by the prophets. I have slain them by the words of my mouth.
Yep.
And thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth."
Yep. Right. Read that one more time, Brother Shah.
God, Hosea 6 and 5. It says, "Therefore have I hewed them by the prophets."
Right, and when you go into that word hewed, it basically means to cut down or to chop something down. All right, and that's what the Lord has done with the Babylon the Great. All right, the men of the Lord prophesying here in Babylon the Great. This entire society, this entire country has really gone to shit since the Lord put the spirit on the elders and apostles on down to start chanting this place down, similar to the way that we chanted down Jericho. You know, you got a point or anything?
No, you got it.
Could you read that one more time?
Yep.
All the way through?
Hosea 6 and 5, it says, "Therefore have I hewed them down by the prophets. I have slain them by the words of my mouth."
And that's also why this word is getting ready to be treated with such contempt, and why we're getting ready to be persecuted, because this is not a light thing that we're a part of. All right, the Lord called you into this thing, and he put his spirit upon you. He put that engrafted, he allowed that engrafted word within you to start flourishing. That's not a light thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to, we examine ourselves. The scriptures talk about examining yourself. All right, but we can't, we don't, we don't see how these other people see us. We don't see how Esau sees us, but what they see, they're afraid of. All right,
Yeah.
because there's a light that's shining upon each and every one of these brothers, man.
Yep.
And we're about to go to the next phase of the ministry. Like the priest said, this light is getting stronger, like it says in Proverbs 4, right? The light shines more and more into the perfect day. And Esau is getting ready to try to dim that light, so to speak.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yep. I had something real quick. Because like you said, this is nothing to be ashamed of. This is the strength that we've been given is power from the throne. Indeed, straight from the throne. And that being this truth, and this opened up a portion of us that is shedding light and is a light to the world. 144.
That's smooth, man.
But this is Jeremiah, right? And of course we know Yahweh, right? Which means Yahweh, who Yahweh appointed. And that stands for us too, stands for us. But this is Jeremiah 1 and 7. It says, "But the Lord Yahweh said unto me, Say not, I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whomsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak, and be not afraid of their faces, For I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord. Then the Lord put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And the Lord said unto me, Behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. You know, because the Lord has put his words in our mouth. You know, the pretty much, you know, Yahushua, before he went to, you know, complete his walk, right? He said, let thy will be done, you know, let thy will be done. And his will was to give us, you know, this prophecy, these words, these sayings, to give us the knowledge before we see our enemies fall, and that will cause their destruction. So, you know, a lot of times our thing is that we say, we can speak things into existence. We can, you know, manifest certain things within our lives, you know, through our mouth, you know. So just watching what we say is important, but also considering what we say, like the curses, the prayers we put up, they both have powers on a you know, with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Yeah, beautiful point, man. You know, because the scriptures say, like that Ecclesiastes 8:4, I'll quote it. It says, where the word of a king is, there is power.
Right.
You know, so Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, when he put his words into Jeremiah's mouth, when he puts his words into our mouths, that's a heavy thing. You know, like it says in Isaiah 55, so shall my word go forth, it shall not return to me void.
Right.
Roughly paraphrasing. Things happen. Whether you can visibly see it, tangibly see it, things are happening in the heavens when the spirit is rocking.
That's
You know? So just laying back on the point, can we grab that Proverbs 18:21, Bubba Shaw?
for sure.
You know? Because the scriptures talk about being quick to hear, being slow to speak.
Right.
Roughly paraphrasing, man. And in the times we're coming into, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to talk about shit, right? Like now everybody got a podcast now. You know, everybody want to talk about the scriptures now.
Right.
But y'all late to the game, man. Really, when judgment starts to roll forth, really the Lord's going to put the spirit on us to really keep it pushing. We done said our part, man.
Yeah.
We done got the blood off our hands. Lord will, you know, we endure to the end. But the Lord ain't all this talking is finna be over with.
Yeah.
You know?
This is Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21. It says, Death and life are in the power of the tongue.
Yep.
And they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
Death and life are in the power of the tongue. All right. And it said, eat the fruit thereof, meaning that, because remember, the word is likened unto a seed as well. All right. And what do seeds do over time? They change, they evolve, and they eventually produce fruit. Okay. So if you're speaking death to yourself, that's eventually going to produce fruit. If you're speaking life to yourself, that's eventually going to produce fruit. And a matter of fact, that famous experiment, I don't know if they showed you this in school in science, where they bring up the plant, where the whole class speaks life to one plant, and then they speak death to another plant over a 6 to 9 week period, and the plants grow differently. The plant that's, you know, that has shit talk to them grows all deformed, usually dies. All right, and the plant that they speak life to usually flourishes, man, showing you that words on a physical level, like vibrations are a thing. Speaking life to something is a thing, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, just want to make that point.
Yeah, they have a term called affirmation, right? Affirming belief, you know? And that takes place, like that experiment you just brought up. You know, that takes place. I could read this again. It says, Proverbs 18:21, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. You know, that balance. You know, there's a people speak death into existence, and people speak life into existence. You know, and that's what we've been practicing though too. We've been training our minds by speaking life into existence. You know, which is strengthening our belief as well. You know. Because, you know, even just speaking victory, it has practical effect. You know, it has a effect on, you know, your day. You know, when we make a lesson, right? Your day is a bit better when you make a lesson. You know, your spirit is a bit clearer. You're even pronunciation. To talk to people, you're you're more cognizant of that. It's like you get on you're practicing for your daily life, man. But it's all in the power of the tongue.
That's it, bro.
I can get that Ecclesiastes.
I quoted it. It's called 12.
Oh, okay.
Is there anything else you wanted to grab?
Oh, damn! I didn't even see you had Jeremiah 1.
Yep, this is
good. Oh, okay, yeah. I do have some else.
Sure.
Let's see. This is First Esdras. Let me see. What's that? First Esdras 4. First Esdras 4 and 35. It says, "Is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore great is the truth and stronger than all things." And pretty much just showing you like our strength is the truth. Like that's our superpower. Like the just on a carnal level, the hardest way to cut somebody, right, or the biggest like is to tell them the truth about themselves, right? And that's exactly the superpower that the Lord gave us, man. He gave us the mirror to put in Babylon's face. He gave us the mirror to put in our people. Oh yeah, of course. In the people's face. He also gave us a mirror to put in front of our faces so that we could judge ourselves. That's why the scriptures say to examine ourselves, because that's the first person we confront when we come into the knowledge, man. The first person we confront is ourselves, considering if we've done and the harm that we've done, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and the truth is the strongest out of that. So with that being said, man, the power of the tongue.
Bro. That's all I had, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Lord's willing, this lesson was edifying.